Have you ever sat down to make music and felt completely stuck? You open your door, you maybe load a drum kit or a synth, and then nothing. You feel frozen, distracted, and convinced that you'll never make anything good. Why does starting feel so impossible? What if the reason it feels impossible isn't because of your skill, your software, or even your ideas, but something more deeper, something that most beginners overlook? Often the struggle isn't technical, it's internal. The fear of failure, perfectionism, and past experiences can create an invisible barrier where the first note often feels like the most hardest one in the world. From programming your very first chords note by note in Ableton to eventually playing and recording those same progressions on a MIDI controller, it's a journey. It takes time, patience, and not just years of practice, but also a deeper holistic approach, because that's what brings real growth. And as you keep going, what starts as simple loops can grow into full scores and live performances. I'll dive into that holistic approach soon, but first, I want to share a couple of practical tips to get you started. Tip number 1, don't aim for a full track. Start out making 1-minute beats. It can even just be one instrument that you loop, for example, a drum rack, starting with a kick, snare, and a hi-hat. Here's a very short demonstration of me building a drum rack in Ableton using a kick, snare, and a hi-hat. If you want to check out the full tutorial to this video, you can do so via the link in the description. But here I am just programming out a simple drum loop using those 3 sounds. I started out creating 1-minute beats, and now those beats are assigned to music publishing platforms. So you never know where your beats end up. The beautiful thing about starting out with 1-minute beats is that it not only develops your skill over time, but you also get to create a library of sounds that you can reuse later on as well. Tip number 2 is to just start small. For example, let's say you don't really know how to put together a drum beat yet with a kick, snare, and a hi-hat. Just opening your door and starting with pre-recorded samples also counts. What I recommend to do is head to Splice or maybe Somatics, who give out free sample packs, and practice putting samples together. Practice layering some chords with a drum loop, with a melody. This helps you to develop your ear in understanding how key signatures work, ensuring that you have the right chords and the right melodies in both the same key signature working together. It helps you to understand how layering instruments and sounds work. There's so many benefits to just starting out with samples. So I also recommend to, if you don't yet know how to program a drum beat, use a pre-recorded drum loop just to begin with. Then add some chords on top of that, pre-recorded chords, then a pre-recorded melody, and see how they're all working together to create a beat. And my ultimate tip that I'm going to leave you with today is to integrate self-reflection. And what I mean by that is to approach your music journey holistically. So engaging your passions requires a soul-based approach, which is not very well known in the music industry. I learned this process from Divine Truth Philosophies. Essentially, it means to be more loving in how you approach your music journey, related to the 5 key areas that make up who you are. Engaging your journey in this way means music becomes more than just a technical skill that you learn. It becomes your education in love. Music is not just about the physical act of making a song. It's also about the spiritual and emotional work that you need to do in order to stay consistent and in order to just even get started, let alone stay consistent. By approaching your music journey holistically, you have greater potential to get started and stay on course, stay consistent. So if you've been stuck, remember, it's not about software or a lack of talent. It's about your emotional blocks, starting small and connecting with yourself spiritually and emotionally as you create. Taking that first step is the hardest, but once you do, it's always worth it in the end. If any of this resonated with you, I've created a beginner's guide that goes deeper into this holistic approach. And I also offer one-on-one coaching sessions for those wanting more assistance with their creative journey. You can find out more via the links in the description. Now, I've said this before, Remember, music isn't just about sound, it's about who you're becoming through the process.